2K info is coming out. Fucking 2K info is coming out. A bunch of YouTubers are dropping videos showing off gameplay finally for 2K25. I'll entertain this. This man dropped a 30-minute video talking about gameplay mechanics. We finna skim through this and see how different it is. Joe Knows, shout out to Joe Knows. He did a full complete gameplay breakdown. I ain't watched this shit. I might put this on 1.5.
System including speed boosting.
Speed boosting.
New go-to shots that can lead to some insane greens.
The shot cancel looks like the new speed boost, not gonna lie.
Consistently. We've got the mid-range game covered for all you MIDI magicians.
We'll see how different it is.
We've got the new rhythm shooting system. And for all you slashers, we've got a detailed meter dunking breakdown.
I don't know how I feel about that new meter.
All new shot contest system. And for all the centers, we cover the standing dunks and the paint mash. We've got Devin Booker floaters. We've got scoop.
He's got it all.
You need to know about layups.
Put it on 2 times.
From paint defense to perimeter bumps to bump steals. Lockdown, stay tuned. Of course, we're going to break down post scoring, and spoiler alert, it's really good again. We've got ankle breakers, blowout dribbles, Patty Mills jump shot. Everything you want to know about NBA 2K25 is in this video. Drop a like. Let's get it to 10,000 likes.
I've never understood why people complain about post score so much in 2K. Like, Joel Embiid does that shit in real life. Joker does that shit in real life, especially this day and age in basketball, where because they suck. This day and age, because like it's all a matter of perspective, right? Like people say that the post score is dead because now it's all about, you know, switching, 3-ball, positionless basketball. But like you can also turn that perceived weakness into a strength because you could be so good at it. If nobody knows how to defend it, that's why a Joel Embiid and a Joker can work, because most people don't know how to defend the post score anymore because everybody says it's dead. So I don't understand, like people can still do it. It can still be a good thing.
And let's get into
as long as you ain't fucking.
And let's talk about dribbling.
Slowing down the damn offense.
Okay, there's a lot of things floating around the internet about how you could not speed boost on this game. I don't know. Listen, y'all gotta be careful who y'all talk to. You can speed boost on 2K25. Okay, let's chill. You can speed boost. Okay?
It's viable because they don't expect it. Yeah, basically that's what I'm saying. Like there's a saying, the punch that hurts the most is the one you don't see coming. So if a lot of people aren't learning how to defend something, which I'm gonna be honest, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people bitch about it. I'm not saying sometimes some of the shots aren't OP or bullshit in 2K, but a lot, from my experience from playing a big, I've made post scores before. It's easy to score because a lot of niggas don't know how to defend a post score. A lot of niggas who play 2K just don't know shit about basketball. They be spamming that triangle button, they be spamming that Y button, they be jumping all the damn time. So a lot of times being a post scorer is just being patient. Back them down, pump fake, got him, gotcha. Easy too, bruh. Easy too. And then they'd be like, post scores are overpowered. No, you suck. You don't know how to defend, bruh. Put your hands up.
Absolutely. Is it going to take us a little while to figure out how to boost out of every
hop step go crazy? There was some bullshit in certain years, though. I think there was a year where, like, I think you could, like, hop step in the paint, like, really close. That was some bullshit. Sometimes there was. Sometimes there was. And I'll give y'all that.
Just like 2K24. In the beginning of the game, nobody could speed boost out of stuff. People were spamming Magic Johnson crossover.
Yeah, 2K20. Yeah.
Right? It took us a while. People thought you had to have Kyrie Irving dribble style to speed.
They make a whole center with no strength. Yeah, that's another thing too. Niggas will make a 4 or a 5, make them a stretch with no strength, and then get mad they getting back down in the paint. That shit is so OP. I'm sorry, that's how real life works. If somebody's stronger than you, they will move you. And then I'm right under the basket, easy dunk.
Out of each dribble,
you mad because I'm not playing the game. That's really what it comes down to. And that's why I said, like, 2K community will never beat the allegations of being one of the dumbest communities in gaming. You're upset with me because I don't play the game the way that you want me to play it. I paid $70 for this game, nigga. Fuck you. I'm here to ruin your day.
Just gotta find the sauce. People like Young Dirk and Koza were doing a lot more.
Let's watch this shit. I'm ranting.
Tested it a little bit. I speed boosted with De'Aaron Fox, with John Morant, with LeBron James, and for those of you that were also wondering, LeBron hotback is back. Yeah, you still get the big hotback.
What did I walk into? Yapping.
I mean, Chris Paul's got the same thing. So LeBron hotback is back. You're gonna be doing it. The combos, the quick little combos that. Like Steph Curry had.
Same with the Madden community.
And John Morant right there to like get into the mid-range. They felt pretty smooth, pretty clean. I lapped up a little bit. You know, you could spam like the jump.
Bro, what the fuck is that? Do y'all see that?
like Steph Curry has to like dance behind a screen, and John Morant right there to like get into the mid-range. They felt pretty smooth, pretty clean. I labbed up a little bit, you know.
Is that gonna use adrenaline or like stamina? That looked cheesy.
Bam, like the jaw aggressive combo breakdown. And I chained together some decent little moves. In my opinion, the big players almost moved better than the small players. But like, look at, I'm speed boosting with De'Aaron Fox, like no problem. And this was me labbing for like 5 to 10 minutes.
It sounds like the main people who are going to be able to speed boost are the fast people, because he said that he was able to do it with De'Aaron Fox and John Morant, who are two of the fastest players in the NBA. Makes sense. Sounds like you're gonna have to invest a little bit more. It sounds like you're not gonna be able to speed boost as easily. You're gonna have to invest a little bit more stat points to do that bullshit, as it should be.
That whole thing, people were tweeting, "Oh, there's no speed boosting." I don't know what these people. I don't know if they played the same game as me, but
damn, Joe said y'all suck. He said Joe said a lot of the creators of Community Day didn't know what the fuck they was doing. Until patch 1 or 2, yeah, when they break the game. That's the one thing that, like, I agree with the 2K community that I hate. You'll invest in a build, that shit is fire, and then Mike patch your shit. That shit should be illegal.
Magic crossover into like the John Wall crossover to the hoop right here.
That was a nasty crossover.
Some ways to get open. We just gotta, 20 minutes of labbing the demo game at Community Day is not enough. It's gonna take
That's facts.
a while. You see the John Wall,
and that's something I always bring up when you preview games early. This is any video game you preview early. One thing that I always tell people, because I be feeling like a lot of times people go too hard on journalists or creators. Like, you have to understand, like, you have to give people grace. Like, when I played Monster Hunter last week, I played Monster Hunter Wilds. We got to play for 30 minutes. I got to play for one mission, and then after that I got to explore. I got to kill a big monster, and then I got to explore a little bit and kill like another monster. And honestly, like, the first 10 minutes of that gameplay was rough, because I've never really played Monster Hunter like that, and the controls are convoluted as fuck. So I was struggling. You're sitting there trying to figure out how to learn how to play the game, while also trying to gather information so you can feed it back to your audience. So sometimes I do feel like the internet goes a little bit too hard on journalists because there's a lack of critical thinking. But what I will say is, the one time I did agree with the internet is that nigga during the Cuphead preview. You suck. That when he couldn't press the A button, y'all can have that. I was on his head too. I was like, I can't defend that shit.
There's a lot of ways that we're gonna figure out to get open, whether you're on a bigger player.
But yeah, like the content creators, I seen like tweets, people were saying like the dribbling is dead, the speed boosting is dead. I agree with them. Like, we don't know until the full game comes out. You need more time to lab.
Speed boost, dribbling is different, 100%. Just like every other year, we gotta lab it up. We gotta
need
find
instruction booklets.
We're using NBA.
Well, here's the funny part. Like, when I went to sometimes they do. Like, when I went to the Monster Hunter event, they had an instruction booklet. The problem is, I only had 30 minutes to play the game. There's no time to sit there and read through that thing. You just got to press some buttons and hope that your gamer skills can take over and adapt to it really quickly. Sometimes that shit doesn't help.
NBA players, even a Kyrie Irving, De'Aaron Fox, a Trae Young, they do not have optimized SIGs. They have they have a couple.
You think 2K would lose money if they made their own street?
They don't have like your.
Nah, they would make more money.
Have, one of the best animations in
30 minutes is crazy. Yeah.
One or two.
For that event, it was because I got to play Monster Hunter, the Marvel collection. I got to play Terry. It was a bunch of different games, and it was like a 2.5 hour session. So we had to boom, 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 boom. It wasn't just for Monster Hunter, so it was very quick preview. So my video probably won't be that long in terms of impressions. I'm probably gonna record that tonight.
Your My Player has 10 good animations. All animations you have are good, and
yeah, they drop you in a vertical slice. Yeah.
These guys are, they're NBA players. They have their actual SIGs. Some of them are trash. Some of their SIGs are trash. Just a bug almost hit me in the eye. Some of their SIGs are trash every year, right? So
that Magic crossover looked nice, though.
We're going to be fine. Just like at the beginning of 24, it felt stiff. It felt slow. Nobody could figure out how to move cleanly and speed boost. And like I said, people were spamming Magic Johnson crossover for like a month or two. We're gonna figure it out. When it comes to Steezo,
can you say whether you like what you saw? Yeah, I can say it. I liked it.
Like dribble backwards a little bit.
But I don't know how valid my opinion on Monster Hunter is. I'm a noob.
I'm not Steezo. Steezo's gonna go absolutely insane on this game. All right, so let's look at the new shot timing profile. You have layup timing and shot timing profiles. So for layup timing, you have real player percentage, low, normal, and high risk. You still have your shot timing visual cue. At least in the demo version, you couldn't create the custom cue that they had talked about, so you could just choose from the ones from last year. So I put it on push. And then for the shot timing profile, you see it's set to difficulty based, which is basically it just automatically adjusts depending on the difficulty you're playing on. So I don't know how that's going to work with online gameplay, if that's going to be an option, but you still have real player percentage, low, normal, and high risk. And essentially, you can read the descriptions here, but the higher the risk you go, the more your timing matters. And I'm going to be honest, unless you have bad Wi-Fi or you're just extremely new to 2K, after testing normal and high risk and all these options, everyone's going to play on high risk. Like everyone that plays the game and is, I'd say, average to above average, unless you have bad Wi-Fi, you're going to play on high risk because it just...
Who is playing? Listen, I don't care who I offend. Stop playing these games on Wi-Fi, bruh. If your internet box is in another room, drill a hole. That's another problem with the 2K community. Too many of you niggas is on Wi-Fi, bruh.
Just... it gives you more control over
Ethernet cables in 2024. What are we doing? Get that 100-foot cable.
3-point ratings. I was still able to spark. So here's what I was talking about. You see, I have it set to high.
I don't know. I know he said that, but I'm not gonna lie. He plays at the pro level. He's pretty good, from my understanding. So like, I'm not as good. Like, and I can be honest. I'm an average player at 2K. I'm going to try all the settings for myself. I'm not going to go straight to high risk. I'm going to see. Because from my understanding, if you take good shots while you're open, which that's what I mainly do, the timing is a little bit easier. Like, why the fuck would I put it on high risk? I don't take a lot of crazy ass shots.
Risk reward on your shot timing profile, okay? And I'm using Ja Morant here. The difficulty is on Hall of Fame, and we're going to go in.
I'd rather test them all out for myself.
3-point rating, it is a 78 3-point rating, and I did go look at his badges after. He has no limitless range, so not even bronze limitless range. You know, he's got a few
Mickey playthrough, you know it.
If I remember correctly, but I just looked to see if he had limitless. It's on Hall of Fame, and like I was, you know, this is using Ja's jump shot base with no jump shot boost. I don't think he had any 3-point hot zone.
To be fair, though, even if he doesn't have any crazy, if he doesn't have the limitless range badge, it still kind of doesn't matter because he's in the practice facility. Nobody's guarding him. There's no NPCs on the side. There's just 2 NPCs right there. Like, this is probably like some of the smoothest gameplay you're gonna get in 2K because there's not much going on. So it's gonna be much easier to time the shot. So it's kind of hard to judge whether or not it's hard to shoot if you're in the practice mode. Because like when I go to practice mode, I be hitting greens all the time too. I go online and be struggling. People try to play him in Pro-Am and limit his style of play. Gotcha.
Like, and I was still able to just green.
So I would take this with a grain of salt.
Using high risk, high reward, you're going to be at an extreme disadvantage, especially when you play against other good players.
What you making this year, Radical?
Unless you have bad Wi-Fi or something, you're going to be on that high risk. Now, the next thing I wanted to test was limitless range. It's on Hall of Fame, and I'm shooting from the logo. Steph has Hall of Fame limitless range. So, you know, this year you can get legend limitless range.
He's shooting from the logo on Hall of Fame. Yeah, with legend, you could probably shoot back here, bro. What the fuck, bro?
But
oh,
no
shit.
NBA players that we played on.
Yeah, you got to take into account delay.
So I wasn't able to test any legend badges. But as you can see, I can shoot.
I think for me, one of the reasons why like 2K is so hard to play is because no 2 games are the same. The only time the game is the same is when you're playing offline in my career. But online, every match is differently. Like when you're in the rec, the latency will feel one way this game. The latency will feel one way this way. And then also within the game, the latency is changing constantly. So for me, it's always like, it's hard to get comfortable being consistent with my shot because the lag is just all over the place. It's not even consistent lag.
Center circle with Hall of Fame limitless. Now, Steph does have a 99.3, but he only has half limitless. So it's going to be interesting to see what that legend limitless is like. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about the new stick shooting. Okay, obviously we've read about it. Now this is it in action. Basically, it gives you 2 timings. It gives you a feedback on the first initial push of the stick in terms of your timing, and then
do you get a bonus for the stick shooting?
A second reading at the bottom that talks about your tempo. Now, if you green both the timing and the tempo,
feels like every mode you need a different shot. Yep.
If you green one or the other, you make it a decent amount of the time. But as you see in the screenshot, you got the timing and the tempo. And
I might try stick shotting this year because one thing I'm going to try to do is I've noticed I'm really good at hitting floaters. And you have to use the stick to hit the floater. I might try stick shooting more, like on the jump shot.
You know, right here, I got great timing, great tempo, so they're both green. You make the shot every time from what I saw. But the main problem I think is going to come with this is, let's look at the two situations. First of all, catch and shoot.
Stick shooting always been smooth.
Using the stick shooting,
I've never really used it.
There was a slight delay. Like there was a little bit of a hitch in terms of how fast you could get the shot off. And maybe I was just doing it wrong because it was the first time playing the game. But even people that I talked to, they kind of said they felt like they could shoot much quicker. Like you could instantly shoot the ball if you shot with the button on catch and shoots. And there was that slight hitch, slight delay using the stick, which obviously is going to.
What is that that animation is weird when he brings the ball
shot off as quickly. The other situation besides catch and shoot is dribbling, and obviously it's something new. And I was only experimenting with it for a few minutes on this demo version of 2K25, but to go from comboing dribble moves to then shooting with the stick, it felt very awkward, and maybe that's just because it's new.
Interesting.
If I had to guess whether people are going to use it or not, I would say majority of people will not use this.
It's funny how nerdy 2K is, and 2K players don't realize it. You can't tell them that. That's the joke. Like I said, this shit's an RPG. This nigga's talking about combo and shit. Like this shit is actually very nerdy. It's intricate to some degree.
Kind of like the shot aiming back in 2K21. I think it was 2K21.
Which 2K should I get or should it? I'm gonna be honest, if you haven't played 2K before, you might as well just wait for 2K25. It literally comes out on the 4th. It's the 27th right now. You might as well just wait for the new one.
I think it's going to kind of be like that. You'll get a few people experimenting with it, but for the most part, people are going to stick with that button shooting, especially with the high risk option. I just feel like it was so consistent, even with that, even with Ja Morant, with the 78 3 ball. Like imagine, you know, my players with much higher ratings, with jump shot boost, with hot zones, lethal zones, etc., etc. You guys understand what I'm saying. The one situation I think I could see people potentially using the stick shooting is on fades. Now these clips are from my boy Swag. He was testing it out and he said it felt really good when he was just kind of running to the side and shooting like a mid-range fade. So maybe
buy at a discount though. It's usually on sale 3 months after, but if you want to get a day one, whatever.
Consider it. But for someone like me who's typically ISOing,
thirsty guy,
I don't see myself comboing up and creating space and then using the stick to shoot. So experiment with it as you want. I'll probably test it out a little bit more, but I think I'm just going to be shooting with the button on that high risk, high reward.
Man, listen. If there's one thing I would tell the developer teams they should do, is they should implement a feature into the MyCourt where you can practice inside of latency. Like it's because this is not accurate of online. And they could have like different, like, I don't know. They could set it to where it's like 100 ping, 50 ping, 75 ping. And if you're seeing an average online of what you're running to on the servers, you can set it to like 50 ping and start shooting there. So then you can get more consistent with your shot. I'm genuinely shocked they haven't put this in the game. I don't know if any content creators ever brought that up, but like, I don't know. I'll never get invited to community day. I don't want to go because I have actual feedback.
Go-to shots.
I feel like that's something they could easily implement.
Actually, pretty cool. How effective will they be?
Like Vegeta training in the gravity chamber?
Sure.
Yep.
And did they soup up the green window on these? I don't know, because I was greening reds and yellows on these like crazy. And yes, this is on.
I feel like that would make the community go crazy.
Tight red coverage that we're going to get into shortly. On Hall of Fame difficulty.
Are you going to upload the 2K discussion of Hokage highlights? Yeah, I'll upload it.
Here's another one right here with Kevin Durant. And it's a greened another red contest.
They did that for the 2K League practices. So they're capable of doing it, but they only gave it to the pro players. They might as well release it to the wild then.
Over Chris Middleton. So the go-to shots, the reason I like them is just because they look really, really nice. Aesthetically, they are very pleasing. They look very like
fighting games give you that option trading mode. Yeah, I was gonna say it's more than possible.
Just like
that's what I'm making right there. I'm making an SGA type of build this year.
From real life. Now, some of them are a little slow and they don't create a lot of space. So I don't know how much people will actually use them in like online gameplay. But the one thing that is good about these
foul baiting build. Shut the fuck up. Yep, I'm making a James Harden SGA type of build. I'm trying to get that whistle.
You can speed boost out of it. You can also at any moment, as you, let's say you go tween, behind the back, tween, pop. At any moment in that sequence, you can do a different dribble move. So let's say I go tween, behind the back, tween, and then I want to just do like an escape.
Like, look at that shit. This is so nerdy. At any moment, I do a tween behind the back, shot cancel.
Run right. I can escape and run right at any moment within that whole sequence. And that's like the shot canceling feature that they were talking about, and I was a little skeptical because I was like, well, on this,
you niggas is not beating the nerd allegations,
you
man.
could shot cancel, like you do a hop jumper,
Oh my
you just
God.
don't shoot it, right? You do a hop jumper and then just like run out of it. But it was much smoother, like they said, I will say. So we'll have to.
Let's be honest, 2K is done. Let's be honest, their profits have risen every year. It's not done. In terms of like popularity, is another problem too is the community day thing. I feel like that shit is leveraged against creators to silence them, and they don't even realize it because you like once you get invited to community day, it seems like it's hard to give like a real opinion on the game. But freaking, I think the only way 2K will actually be done is if it has competition.
Experiment with it. I'm sure
People love basketball and they prey on that shit.
Like signature go-to shot that creates a ton of space.
Niggas using FGC lingo to describe the game.
Hop away and then combo out of that and get to the basket or whatever. People are always gonna find like the most effective ones and use them online. But from
they're too comfortable at the moment.
Standpoint, they looked really good, and I don't know if they souped up the green windows like I said.
2K is in Take-Two Interactive is done. Don't they have a new Mafia? Yeah, like saying that is just flat out ignorant. You don't know nothing about video games. Let me be honest. Saying Take-Two Interactive is the one who owns 2K. Saying they're done is crazy because not only is the profits up on 2K, they got Mafia. Take-Two Interactive also owns, I believe they own Rockstar as well. And they're about to drop the biggest game of probably the next 10 years next year. They're far from done. as long as GTA is selling, 2K will be fine because you can subsidize them and they'll be fine. Trust me.
On Hall of Fame.
Might as well invest. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Is Take-Two a public company? We might have to. This is not financial advice. I might have to look at the price of Take-Two Interactive stocks because next year I'm pretty sure them bitches is gonna boom.
Those of you that love the mid range and love the hop jump,
they are public. How much that shit cost?
It felt really good.
That might be the next play.
Obviously I'm using Kevin Durant and some other really good high-rated players, but it felt very greenable. Yellows, reds. I think the mid-range is going to be lethal again on this game. Like it's going to
as it should be.
Go to with the front fades,
Take-Two Interactive,
side fades, the back fade.
Oof, they 160 a share. I wouldn't be surprised if it shoots up to like 200 plus when GTA 6 drops. 81% say that you should buy it, according to analysts. It's not financial advice, all right? I'm just reading my app. I'm gonna actually put this on the watch list. I actually might that might be the next play. I only have like 2 shares. Shit's crazy.
All the stuff that all you
damn 160 per share. You might see a decent return.
Players,
it's gotta go up.
I feel like the
what app is that? I'm using Robinhood.
Just as effective on this game. So yeah, whether you're shooting the signature shots, the hop shots.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm trying to put y'all on. Allegedly.
Year, in my opinion. Of course, I'm just playing against the AI, but I think I get a pretty good.
That's the way I've been looking at it. Like after like a certain point, I can sit here and preach about being a good consumer, but most people don't give a fuck. So it's like, nah, I'm gonna just buy stocks in the company. You niggas love these live service games. I might as well make some money off you niggas. Like.
Let's get into meter dunking. Now, the first thing you might see, the actual meters, there is no green window that it shows. So in order to determine
that momentum, that was a crazy dunk.
I'm not really sure. It's a bit of guesswork. Did it feel good? Oh, it still felt good. Yep, it still felt
good. Now that I think about it.
I did not green all of them, so it wasn't like super duper easy to the point that you could just be brain dead and do it. All of these are on Hall of Fame. But as I said, there's no green window to tell you if it's like in 24, for example. You'd say, oh,
these dunk animations do look really smooth. Yo, shout out to Cheesy with the sub.
You know, they talked about the dunk meter logic was going to change, and it wasn't just going to be straight up big or straight up tiny. Like there was going to be in between, but we don't even know if they're, we don't really even know what is considered an in between or what's considered a big meter, small meter. We don't know any of that because
I forgot they added meter dunks. That's the best way to do dunk.
Of which of the 3 dunk meters you pick, it doesn't show you a green window. And the same is for standing dunks that we're going to get into in a second.
I'm a little concerned about that meter. I want to see what other meters they have. If it just from like the eye test, it looks like it's hard to hit shots and dunks with that shit. It's a weird meter with just the arrow. I know they said they did it for latency, but like I don't really understand how it works.
An error on what's a good take and what's like super greenable. The one thing I will say is going against smaller play, like Ja dunking on a guard definitely felt a lot easier as I miss one on Dinwiddie. I mean, I show that. The one thing I will
Very
say
loose.
is the opponent, the defender mattered, for example. Like, trying to dunk on Draymond felt a lot
Mike
more
said you want to
difficult
release
than
it when the
trying to
meter
dunk on a guard
disappears.
like a Kyrie Irving or
Okay,
something.
I'm gonna watch it. Watch the meter.
It definitely felt like the defender's attributes and badges mattered more than it did on 24, which overall is a good thing. I think that makes sense. But like I said, without being able to see the green window,
So basically, you want to watch the arrow go up. Once the arrow aligns with the other arrow, and as soon as it disappears, you release the button. Is that what it is?
really don't know what's a good or a bad take. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. Did it still feel good? Absolutely. Let's get into shot contest. So they took away percentages.
Yeah, I
From what
think so.
understand, there won't be
Okay.
percentages in the real game either. So there's
Nah, this meter's way better than what they had before. I might have to
There's
make a
light
slasher this
pressure,
year.
which is a yellow contest.
Okay, you like it. Okay.
Which is a red contest. And then another degree that I saw was very tight, but it was also red colored. So I'm assuming it's just like obviously a heavier contested tight shot. But we don't know like how much more of an effect that has. Now, the bigger question I have.
Where the last gen version at?
Test system. So I just have two examples.
What that PS4
I don't
version?
want to go on and on for hours and hours, but check this out. Okay, KD pulls up. It's a light pressure. Okay, shooting it over Brook Lopez. Now let's check out this MJ fade over Dwayne Wade. That's a red.
That shit was hella floaty.
So let's break this picture down.
Why is that a red contest? He didn't even contest the ball. Why is that? Not only that, but he's shooting really high. Why is that red? That's actually a kind of a concern. Is 2K25 gonna bail out bullshit ass defenders?
I froze it at the release point of.
Yeah, he
both
didn't
of their
contest that
jump
shot at
shots.
all.
If you see the first one on the left with Dwayne Wade, I reached. I'm the defender in this situation. I tried to like get a strip animation or something like that. So there is no hand even above Michael Jordan's waist at the time of him releasing that fade.
Do they think it's still gonna support
And
the
I got
PS4 when the
red
PS6 comes out? You know it.
Now on the flip side over here with Kevin
Ghost
Durant,
concerns making a
Lopez
return. Ghost
contested
contest
the
making a
shot
return.
pretty
I
damn well.
pray
His
not.
hand is all the way up.
Also, keep in mind too. Take this with a grain of salt. This ain't the final build. Who knows?
Basically
Although we're
by
close to
Durant's
release, so it's
wrist,
probably the closest to the
almost
final
right
build.
by his hand. It might be like one of those in real life where you shoot and the defender, you know, you high five the defender as you release the ball. Like he's right there, and that's a yellow. So that makes me think maybe Dwayne Wade's perimeter is much higher than Brook Lopez's. Maybe his challenger is much higher, or is it going to go back to contests where it's just really depends on where you're standing? Like if you're in the hit box,
We need an explanation, Mike Wang. This is
if you're-
concerning.
You're like right up against the defender. Even
I don't want bullshit defenders being bailed out.
I'm gonna be honest though, the jump
This is especially concerning if you make a build like Jordan, where you're relying on the MIDI and doing fadeaways or like a mellow type of build. That's concerning. Motherfuckers is getting a contest and ain't doing nothing. Not only did he not contest the ball, he said that because he said he was the defender. He said he was trying to steal the ball, and he clearly is because he's swiping to the right. He's not even looking in the direction of Jordan. Why is that a contest?
jump shot that KD's taking looks a hell of a lot more contested than the one that Michael Jordan's taking. And like I said, the Jordan
And he's
contest
actually
was a
contesting
red,
here.
and the KD contest was a yellow.
Who gonna be on the cover?
I'm not really sure about this.
Team USA's #1 bench warmer.
Not really sure. Obviously, online gameplay will be the ultimate determining factor on like how we feel about shot contests, but this was just something that I noticed when I was going back over all the gameplay that I had, and I was like, man, like that looks way more contested than the other one, and the other one registered as a red. So I'm not really sure how I feel about shot contests, and I can't really give you guys a good answer on if it's better, worse, or the same, or whatever the case may be, as opposed to 24. So this is one, my bad. I'm just showing you the example. I can't give you an answer on this one.
Nah, we appreciate the info. We gonna keep an eye on that shot contest. We gonna keep it out eye on it.
Man, like, there's a big difference between a 6% yellow contest and a 36% yellow contest.
Topping this.
And we're not going to know that this year. So
Yeah, we
does that
hooping.
mean every single light contest is exactly the same? Does that mean, you know, obviously depending on the level of your challenger and your perimeter defense, does that make it easier to get a red contest instead of a yellow? Or is it just across all, you know, is whatever's a yellow is a yellow regardless of badges, but then because of the level of the badge will be like how effective that yellow contest is. It just kind of raises a lot of questions about how effective shot contests are going to be, because you're not going to really know in great detail what level the contest is. It's just either open, wide open, yellow, or red. Like,
Game time.
there's no more information than that. And from what I was told, it's not getting added to the real game. Like this, the way it was in the demo is how it's.
Wait, you're lying. 2K25 is coming out to the PS4 and the Xbox One. I'm pretty sure. I think they said this is the last year they're supporting it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's coming to PS4.
To be in the game.
They usually don't show like previews of the last gen version. They just put it out because they know you niggas gonna buy it.
Let's talk about
it is? Yeah, okay.
Now,
not Xbox One?
First of all,
why would it come to PS4 not Xbox One though?
The jab step. No more jab steps in the paint. Every time you try to jab step, you see right here, it's just you pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. There's no more. You can't Kobe jab in the paint or do any triple threat jab in the paint. Now, the one thing I will say about the standing meter dunks, just like the driving meter dunks, because there's no green.
They didn't even mention it this year, which is funny. That is funny.
A bad one, so it's gonna again
an abusive relationship. They still gonna cop.
Did I green some? Absolutely. You can also still
was the ball
standing contact dunk with X. I got a couple of those in there in the limited amount of time where I was testing this. Paint mashing.
And you know there's gonna be a group of gamers gonna be like, man, the last gen version better, bro. Like this shit better. Like, bro, just say you can't afford a PS4.
Till we play against other
y'all missing out over here. No, we not.
To really get a read on it.
We're not missing that 720p.
Like, moving people out of the way and going up with close shots did feel pretty effective. Obviously, all these guys have high close shot like Giannis and Wembanyama, but looking like Giannis pushing Kevin Durant in and then going up and getting a layup, still greening it over light pressure. I feel like paint mashing could be determined a lot more this year off of
strength,
potentially close shot, but more importantly, having some post control, because without the jab step, to be able to create the space and be able to create the room that you need to be able to standing dunk or standing layup, I feel like could be a challenge, because that was the main reason on 24 it was so good, because of the jab. The jab would get you that separation, get the defender off of you, and
when you think the PS4 server is getting shut down, February 1st, that's what they hope at least.
And maybe post control becomes a little bit more important for a center who's looking to be an offensive option down low. We'll have to wait and see, like I said, until we play online, because just against the AI, it's never really a true read on how it's going to be. All right, let's get into some layups. Now, layups on 24 were really good, and as the year went on, more and more people found out about how good they were, and people
sometimes I always felt like, the post fades came out a little bit too slow. You always had to use like a specific animation.
For floater builds, the animation is still in the game. I didn't test it for too long, so I just got a couple clips for you there. I missed one, I made one.
That's about to be me right there floating.
Also in the game, scoopers. Scoopers are back. You still get the cheese.
I want to get better at this shit right here too.
Body scooper animation. They did not remove that. Now, the thing about this,
they disrespected LeBron, putting him at a 95 overall. I would say that's probably a fair rating if we were going off strictly last NBA seasons, because a 95 is still a respectable, and he's older. But I think probably they should have probably bumped him up to like a 97, 98. Just because of his team USA. I think they should bump him up a little bit just because of his Team USA performance. I don't know if I think they're just factoring the NBA. But even still at like 40, he's averaging like 25 and 10. But a 95 at 40 years old is still very respectable. They have Shea over him. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
This is...
Especially because Canada ain't do shit.
Know this is in the game,
but I think it's Team USA performance. They should bump him up a little bit.
A lot in Pro-Am. I know some people did it in the stage.
Because he definitely saved us a couple times.
You could just body.
Yeah, LeBron don't care about no 2K rating, right? He at that point, yeah.
And you had no strength. Strength had nothing to do with it, and that's why I'm not sure the devs even know this is in the game. So that body to body, like scooper cheese layup animation is still a thing, and it is still very effective. I green some yellows with it. And most of them said open. Now, also with that,
get off me.
New animations like that, where it's like the dude's kind of pushing LeBron.
Shea was an MVP candidate last year. Yeah, I think he finished like 3rd or 4th. He finished pretty high.
And overall layups.
Justice for Bronny. Okay, buddy.
Now, again, it's against the AI. Like we have to wait and see how it feels online. But overall, layups,
never get confident against the AI. They'll make you think you're good at the game.
D-Book floaters back. The scooper's back.
Floaters always catch people off guard. They don't know how to defend it. Yeah, that's what I learned last year. And even I was hitting a lot of floaters. I don't like some bullshit ones. I don't know why I'm so good at timing that shit, but that was like, oh, that gave me the idea. I said, I think I know I'm gonna make for the next 2K. I'm gonna make a build with a high layup. As I said, I'm making an SGA James Harden type of build. I'm trying to get to the line.
Even if you don't get the scooper cheese layup, like where you the body to body scooper cheese, just even regular scoop.
I don't think I've ever had a high layup build.
Bringed a lot of.
Yeah, they try to meet you at the rim. Fuck that. Exactly. It's a very underrated shot.
Those of you that were asking me to test the layups, I would definitely say for those of you that love layup builds and all that, it's definitely going to be viable again. There might even be some good new layup animations. We'll have to wait and see, you know, if we find
that was
something even better than the D-Book floater this year or whatever. But definitely was fun to do the layups. There's some cool new animations that I noticed. And for those like more sweaty players, the D-Book's back. The body-to-body scoopers are back. Those are all still going to be really effective.
I had a 92 layup last year. It was sneakily good.
Kind of
yeah, because I think a lot of people don't put up their layup too high. Most people probably put their layup around 70, 75, because most people are probably only going to take a layup when you're like wide open. But if you want those more advanced animations,
because I was blitzing the computer on Hall of Fame.
Two-way inside out TVH. I always make a two-way. Absolutely.
Free. So those lockdowns that were frustrated all of 24 with not being able to get the bump steals they feel they were able to get. Or they feel they should.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm making a two-way inside-out score.
We get bump steals like crazy this year. Like, look, I'm blitzing Devin, but it's on Hall of Fame, and I'm just blitzing it. Like, anytime my body hit that ball, it popped free. And
we don't know till the game come out. Gravite.
Clucks with the NBA players against the AI is just difficult because not a lot of the guys have like Hall of Fame glove with 99 steal, like a lockdown wood or. Anytime I did go for a reach on the ball, I did not get it. Now, there's no right stick ripper, and when I tested it in 24, I was getting a ton of on-ball steals.
Are we going to be able to actually dribble this year? What?
I didn't test it for very long this year because, I had a limited amount of time and I had to get in the builder and all that, but to me, the main thing that stood out for steals was bump steals. That bump steals felt like they were, like, really effective. Like if you position yourself correctly and you get your body onto that basketball, it's
thank God I hated right stick ripper. Yeah, but he's saying bump steals are strong, which means if somebody makes a defensive build with really high strength, they could just bump your ass. And if you don't got the best handles, you might cough it up. And that's just annoying too, because it's a lot of times where I play point and I swear to God, I'm not trying to run into somebody, but when somebody blitzes you, you try to get away, they get that bump on you, and they just get that easy steal. Then your whole team yelling at you and shit because the damn hound dogs is on you.
My opinion takes more skill than getting a pluck steal anyway, so I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm not
pass the ball.
Steals, but they definitely didn't feel how they felt when I tested 2K24 last year at Community Day.
Oh, so you're saying it's not as bad?
I will say. In the demo mode that I played here, this demo version of the game, bump steals felt really, really good.
Oh, he's saying good, okay.
The bumps that you could get on the ball handler.
If you don't play PG, you'll never understand.
I think that's what they said.
Yeah, constantly being fucking harassed. And then your team yelling at you like you wanted to run into you. Like, no, I don't. I wasn't trying to do that, bruh. Somebody please come help me.
Hand corner. You can get a lot of bumps, but like Bill Cartwright right there getting that little blow-by animation on Chris Bosh, I don't think the bumps are like so OP to the point that people won't be able to move. Obviously, I think it's going to depend on what build is playing against what build, what the
there's definitely a lot of contact right there.
What the lightning launch is on, all that. But Bill Cartwright right there got a blow-by animation moving in slow motion against Chris Bosh. But then I also got some really good bump animations with LeBron against Scottie Pippen. So hopefully it's balanced and hopefully it's not just super RNG whether you get a good bump or they get a blow.
I don't feel like bump steals are a real thing in the NBA. Yeah, I feel like in real life that's a kickball. But like, how often do you see somebody just bumping somebody or a foul because you push the motherfucker? I think that's always what frustrated me about 2K. I'm like, bump steals unless we're at LA Fitness. Like, what the fuck? You got to swipe the ball.
And attributes and all that. Tough to say against the AI, like I said, but once we get into online gameplay, I think within a couple weeks we will definitely have our answer. We touched on paint defense a little bit already when we were talking about the meter.
They love blaming the PG, like, nigga, get open so I can pass it to you.
Good in terms of like if you can.
Yeah, no, the most frustrating thing about playing point guard is when you get, bro, the moment I see the person who's defending me as a lockdown, I'm like, oh my God, here we go, bro. I always make it clear I got a lockdown on me, which is translation for I'm going to need somebody to be inbounding the ball with me. I need my 2 guard with me or a 3 over here because they are fucking hounding me. They steal the ball a couple times. What the fuck you doing? Like, please help me. All 4 y'all at the top of the damn key on the other side, bruh. Got 2 niggas hounding me.
Chase down block right there.
I can only do so much.
Still, chase people down. Nothing crazy there. But did the computer make some red layups on
That
me?
animation was
Absolutely.
nice.
You know, did they make some yellows on me? Absolutely. I think it all depends on your positioning and then also your rating and your badges. Anytime I feel like I was on a good enough
What does Zuri?
got my body in position to stop a
Like I told you he was locked down, right?
I feel like I got this.
The moment I tell you he's a lockdown, that's translation for I'm not gonna be. We got to move the ball, bro. I cannot hold the ball too long.
Pretty consistently. Also, when I was doing the meter dunks, like I said, it was much harder to meter dunk on a Draymond Green than it was on a Kyrie Irving. So I think size, but then also attributes matter. Like Draymond's defense and badges are definitely
They say that every year until I see it in real life. I don't
better
know.
than Kyrie's. when it
The
comes to
interior
inside.
defense.
So I think that's also a big factor to take into consideration. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, here we go again. Post scores. Well, every year, bro. Every year. They're going to be godly, bro. They're going to be godly. I'm telling you that right now. You still get the spin throw animations. The post hooks felt good. The post fades felt good. And Joel only has gold post badges. So there's 2 tiers up, right? You can go to you can go to Hall, and then you could go to Legend. So a pure post scorer with Legend post badges. Just get ready, bro. That's all I'm saying. Just get
Let's
ready.
get ready.
They're back. They are back again. They are back again. The fades felt obviously Embiid has a really good mid-range rating and post control
Niggas be having a 6'2" guard complaining about post scorers being overpowered. Like, bro, I should shoot over you. I'm 7'2". What are you talking about?
rating and all that. So the fades
Just tell me you watch YouTube highlights. Like that.
extremely good. I don't think we're gonna have
This shit broken, bro.
on you know, if you made a 7-3 post score. But I guess potentially you could if you went small wingspan. But anyways, my point is post scores are back. They're going to be godly. You can still throw people. The drop steps felt really, really good. The hooks, the fades. This was with gold badges. Imagine Legend.
That's what I like right there. Like he created a lot of space before he got that shot off. I be feeling like sometimes it's hard to create space on those fadeaways.
Y'all get the point. On and on and on. Post scores, yet again, they're going to be godly. Another thing to test was the blowout dribble. Now you do it with the flicking the right stick up, and I'll be honest, it did feel better than 2K24. It definitely felt like.
Wait, did he say the right stick? Wait, what did he say? The right stick what?
Post scores, yet again, they're going to be godly. Another thing to test was the blowout dribble. Now you do it with the
blowout
right
dribble,
stick
okay.
up, and I'll be honest, it did feel better than 2K24. It definitely felt like you could actually kind of get downhill with it.
I don't know why I thought I heard him say right stick ripper. I'm like, you're on offense. What are you talking
It
about?
did feel better, but I was playing against the AI. Of course, we got to see when there's another human being sprinting as fast as he can.
Yeah, it's when you do like that little fast dribble move. I never liked doing that shit because whenever you did it, it left you open for the ball to be stolen. But like right there when he did it, it didn't seem like the ball went too far ahead of him, so it's not as easy to steal. So he's probably telling the truth on that one.
Breakers, I really only got one, and
But I didn't like doing that move in 2K14. That shit was ass.
So, are ankle breakers back? Are they going to be effective?
Oh my god.
Sure.
Oh my god. I hope so.
The one thing I will say was when I was dribbling on the perimeter a lot, I would get oohs and ahs from the crowd, and like I wasn't getting any crazy ankle breaker. It was almost like I was getting stun animations just from doing like small.
Probably most useful during fast breaks. Yeah, sometimes I would use it by accident and it would fuck me up.
But also tight handles. If y'all remember tight handles, we get those stun animations.
Yo, the amount of space he needed was so little. That's crazy. And he got that shit off.
And it wasn't like anything crazy in terms of the stuns.
That presents problems. Guys?
Thank you, David.
But I heard the crowd every time I saw the defender wobble, even just a little bit, you know, ooh, We'll see once we get online. I didn't like spam to get ankle breakers all that often, but everyone else I talked to said they barely got any. All right, a lot of you guys asked me about Patty Mills' jump shot because it was so good in 24, and I'm gonna be honest, it's still fast. Obviously, this is just this is the actual Patty Mills jump shot. I wasn't able to create a custom Patty Mills with different releases, but it is still really fast. It feels relatively the same as last year. Depending on shot contests and depending on obviously once you know 2K Labs gets in and tests all the green window sizes for the bases and the releases and all that.
What up, Hood Fave?
Determine if it's going to be the best shot in the game again. But in terms of speed and visual looks and everything, I mean, Patty was still pattying. I'm gonna be honest, Patty was still pattying. So It
said,
might be
is
one of the
that-
best shots on the game again. We'll have to see. And a big.
What about that Bronny jumper though?
Why Patty Mills was the best shot on 24 was the contest system. Just for whatever reason, just Patty would just register opens almost all the time. Like even the
I didn't even know that. Y'all niggas was cheating. I didn't even know that. Now I know in the back of my head. Try to Patty Mills base.
5% contests on 24 looked like they should have been reds. Like it was crazy in terms of negating contests.
I wonder how many Bronny my careers we're gonna see.
Crazy shot on 24. So we'll have to see how that plays out on 25, but it is still on 25 and it's still fast and it looks the same. So for those of you that wanted me to
Very
test Patty,
interesting.
there's your quick little review. Well, that's my NBA 2K25 gameplay breakdown. If you're
Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Mr. Joe Knows. You get a like, my boy. What was I about to say? I saw a video on Dooms' video. Let's see, King Dooms. On Dooms' Twitter. He was posting clips. He posted a clip of LaMelo that was crazy. 2K needs an OnlyFans dating simulator? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Let's see. He posted a clip with him with LaMelo doing like a shot cancel. That shit was crazy. Oh, here we go. One of the first things I had to dive into was the shot cancel ability. Here's the burst with LaMelo. Chef's kiss. Let's see.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Caught up with Coach Charles Lee. Coach said how
Like that animation right there is crazy. I think there definitely is going to be a difference between the average and a really good dribbler in this game.
Lee. Coach said how much
That was nasty right there.
he admired
He shook him.
Thompson, saying,
I'm definitely hitting the tutorials. When I saw that clip, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to the tutorials. I need to know how to do that."
David Aldridge.
That was nasty, boy. Shout out to Dooms.
Coach said how much he admires Klay Thompson.
That little stutter hang dribble, that's crazy. That shit is crazy. That was nasty. Shout out to Dooms. He said, "I'd be pissed. I'm trying to break somebody's ankles like that." Did you see the Trae Young one? Nah. Who posted that clip? The Trae Young one. If you know who posted it, let me know. What I did see is we got a preview of, because we were talking about the 2K Lab did. Okay, 2K Lab. 2K Lab. Dooms posted a cold one with Fox. Bet I'll go back to Dooms after this. Y'all said Trae Young. Shot cancel. Is this it? Oh, here we go. Trae Young. Oh my God. That's disgusting. Yeah, I think there's gonna be a skills gap on the dribble in this year. That is nasty. He left that man's. He said, "Where'd he go?" The only problem is this is against CPU, so it's still kind of hard to judge how effective this is, because against real people is gonna be different, and then also it's different against somebody with a high lockdown build too. Do you get money from Twitch Turbo? No, that's just for the user. So that's a double, not in 2K. You said he posted a good De'Aaron Fox one. He must have posted that afterwards. Oh wait, here we go. De'Aaron Fox, go to shoot, shot cancel, made no sense in a good way. Let's see.
Washington. The star back Doncic and Irving are the guard set. And it's Gafford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
This shit looked glitchy.
Fox. He clanged
I'm not gonna lie, that shit looked like a travel when he first did the shot cancel.
court. Doncic and Irving are the guard set. And it's Gafford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Yeah, like right there when he does he's like carrying the ball. This shit is a video game. The Trae Young one was against a user. Oh shit. No, his stamina matters. You see it's draining right there.
Up top, Fox. He clangs that one off the back iron.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Definitely gonna try to learn how to do that mechanic. I hope they have. I pray to God, Michael Wang, y'all put good tutorials in there. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get on the YouTube because I want to learn how to do that shit. Especially if I'm gonna make a layup build, I'm trying to get to the rack. The video game refs worse than the Olympic refs, right? They're right. And then last but not least, the last piece of 2K news I got for y'all before we hop on Wukong is earlier people were asking about the PS4 version. 2K25 is coming to PS4. We got some early footage of the game. If you guys want to check it out, here we go. From 2K Intel. We got a sneak preview of NBA 2K25 on the PS4 if you want to see what it looks like. Here we go. As you can see, PS4 players will be wearing helmets because you niggas are stupid. You have a football, not a basketball. That's right. We're going to the gridiron. 2K25. Let's go. Graphics is realistic. Y'all like that? Y'all like that? Yo, shout out to Craig with the stuff. I'm joking, by the way. I'm pretty sure there's like a mod for like the PC version of some old game because like that was an old post badge right there. This is not really 2K25 to me, but it should be funny if it was. Oh shit.